us with every single thing we can absolutely positively ever need. You'll learn right here, because we don't teach what to think, we teach how to think. So I'm so grateful that you are all here. Welcome. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our vision is a world that works for everyone. And it does work for everyone when we practice what we learn here. If you're a first-time guest, please be sure to see a greeter, and you'll receive a gift from us, the Science of Mind magazine, and the connection cards. I believe they're red. Please be sure to fill that out. Yep, red, thank you. Please be sure to fill it out. Give us your name and your address, your email address, and we'll keep you in mind for the one-time-a-week newsletter, and also a prayer request. Anything you want taken to prayer by your professional prayers, you give it to us, and we will pray on it all week for you on behalf of you. And I guarantee you will see movement in your request. So just taking a breath and consciously opening our hearts and our minds, knowing that what needs to be said will be said right here, and what needs to be felt and learned will become part of each and every heart and each and every soul as this word goes out. By our time together in this community that we know as the blessed Concordia Center of Spiritual Living.
I believe most of you know this. Please join us.
And in my hour of darkness, ancestors and those, particularly our mother, let it be. I'm your practitioner on duty here today, and I'd like to lead you into some silent meditation and then an affirmative prayer for the blessings. So let's take a moment to acknowledge the space that you're in, letting go of everything it took to get here, just coming into this perfect now moment. Let your breath lead you into a greater calm, greater love, a greater now. From the silence, there is love. I stand in full recognition of the kingdom of God being right here, right now. That I am the place where God shows up. So I anchor myself into this truth that love, wisdom, and power is the divine and true nature of all things. That I stand here today in communication with all that is. And I recognize that this congregation, the individuals here and beyond the sound of my voice online, before me and behind me, are beloved expressions of the one, ourselves in the body of God, that each one is perfect, whole, and complete, and each one unique and forever so. Ever expanding into the greater good that God is. So let it be so in this consciousness of truth, in this consciousness and feeling of love, in this community and awareness of unity, that all things are available to each and all. So as we dream the dream, let it come to pass. I know that my word speaks volumes to the truth and love of God. I know that this word, this presence, and this power flows generously through each one to be all that each one seeks to be and more. I know that there's healing, revealing happening here today, body and mind. I know that the path is made clear for the spoken word yet to be heard. And I know that each one is a brother and sister unto one another and all that is. So let the love that exudes from this service flow into the community at large. Let it heal the minds and souls of ourselves as well as our family and friends, our community, our world, our neighbors. Let the body of God express itself perfectly as it is so within. Let it be so on the outside. So in gratitude for the gift of life, the gratitude for this moment, this gratitude for this coming together, the music, the teachings, the brotherhood and the sisterhood, I release my word into an unconditional law that has already said yes, that already knows the truth, that we are here by divine appointment always. So I let go and I let God. I say, blessed be, amen, and so it is.
So it is.
Well, thank you, Pam. It's beautiful. Spoken from the heart. Thank you. So I have the privilege now to introduce Dr. Chris Westgate. A lot of you know him. A lot of us already know him. But for those who don't, Dr. Chris is a media scholar, a college professor, a spiritual activist, a brother, a son, a dog dad, and just a really super cool person. And I'm so grateful that he's in my life. And I know that I'm not the only one saying this. So his path on New Thought began in high school with Henry David Thoreau and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and continued through college and graduate school. While Chris was raised Roman Catholic, he traversed various religious and spiritual paths. And then he landed here. And he's been a member of Concordia for quite some time. And then he went to South Coast. And now he's with us again as a student and a future practitioner. So he's doing a lot of work here. So Chris likes the Four Agreements. He has hobbies from soup to nuts. It's like 10 lines long here. And he has served as leadership circle chairperson for CSL South Coast Teaching Chapter since its founding in 2019. Chris loves that his teaching chapter has many warm weather ceremonies on the South Coast beaches from Marion to Westport. So please join me and welcome one of the best guest speakers ever, Dr. Chris.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's quite an intro to live up to. Oh, I hope I can. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. Thank you for coming. It's great to see familiar faces, some new faces as well, folks from the past, folks who are very much with me in the present. An honor to be here today. So learning to love what you don't like. How does that line hit you when you hear it? Right? I mean, I know for me, when I hear that line, I'm like, do I really have to? So I would ask us to be honest. There are people, places, and things that maybe we don't like. Some of us are a little proud of our dislikes. You may have heard it before. I'm allergic to drama. I'm a drama-free zone. Or, I can't stand country music. But what if, this is a conditional question, right? Just if, our dislikes may actually be invitations. Invitations for spiritual growth. And for me, and my stepmother is watching online right now, this actually includes mushrooms, Lisa. Right? Never liked the texture of mushrooms, but found out it was the texture after Lisa made shiitake mushroom soup for me, ground up, and actually became palatable over time. So who knew? So today we are exploring the idea of learning to love what we don't like, and how our personal dislikes can often mask opportunities to open, to soften, and to grow in love. So I ask you to begin right here and right now in the body, in your body. Just drop into it for just a moment. And I ask you to think of something or someone that you really don't like. And notice what bubbles up inside of you. How does it feel? Maybe there's a tightening of the fist, or for me, the chest. I tend to get a lot of heat in my chest when I think of something or someone I don't like. My jaw may clench a little bit. So where do you feel it? Now I'd ask you to take a deep breath and imagine releasing that feeling for just a moment. Releasing the dislike around the idea behind it. And then how does your body respond when you release on that? How does it feel? I'd like to think it feels better. I'm hoping you agree. Because when we move from resistance or opposition to curiosity, and from judgment to love, we can actually open ourselves up to greater harmony and freedom. And you've seen this before in your own lives, right? You've made these subtle shifts before, and you know they're possible. So how might we make them on a grander scale? Manisha Nalwani, in her essay, Detaching from Likes and Dislikes for Your Spiritual Growth, writes, our likes and dislikes are paired opposites. The greater the intensity of the like and the dislike, the greater will be our disappointment and sorrow in the absence of the thing we like, right? So you've wanted something before, it hasn't been there. Because you felt it so strongly that you wanted it, and it wasn't there, you felt perhaps even more disappointed or more sad, right? Or sadder. Or, she says, our anger and agitation grows in the presence of something we dislike. So it actually works conversely, right? The like and the dislike, they're opposite pairs, they're binaries. You can't have one without the other, as we heard from Frank Sinatra. So in other words, the problem is not the preference, it's the dependency that comes along with it. I need this in order to make myself feel good. How many times have we said that before? And I think it's similar with people too. And in fact, we talked about this in our Prac 2 class this past week, as a matter of fact, right? We were talking about these dependencies, codependencies, as we're exploring human relationships. Of course, codependencies are based on two dependencies where there is the perception of some form of lack that both parties may share. And I shared or introduced a possible reinterpretation in the idea of interdependency, which is a different word, right? Where there is, instead of lack or the perception of lack, there's the reality of two forms of strength that are coming together to build one another up. They're coming to each other from points of strength. And yes, there is an interdependency. So yes, there is that closeness. There is that building up of one another. So this takes what Melwani, I think, would call both outer and inner work, mostly inner, a path of devotion surely to the divine within us, and I think a path of the good over the easy. Maybe you like your eggs like that too, Donna. In contemporary culture, of course, we are taught that our peace becomes conditional on getting what we want or avoiding what we don't. You've heard it before. Movies on demand. Instant gratification. Now what's the term? FOMO. So we dash toward what we like, we recoil from what we dislike, and we swipe, left, rather than right. That's how many of us have been conditioned today in 2025 to pursue happiness. We do it all the time. We change the station, using an old terrestrial radio metaphor for some of us in the room. When we don't like a song that comes on, we might maybe change the station. And for those of us who are using digital devices, we hit fast forward. We avoid the colleague who irritates us at work. We skip the conversation. It feels a little uncomfortable. But what if peace is not about rearranging external conditions to suit our preferences? What if instead it's about rearranging our consciousness to perceive everything as sacred, even the bee in front of us? And you think of bees and how you've reacted to them before in the past. Have you tried to swat them, push them away, spray them, run away from them? Or have you stayed and waited to see what the bee was going to do? Sting you or not? Fight, flight, or freeze? Maybe. Is it preferable to killing another life form that may offer perhaps temporary pain at best or anaphylaxis at worst? In his 1927 text, What We Believe, Ernest Holmes reminds us, we believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. So if that's true, and I believe it is, then nothing in God can be unlikable. No one can be unlikable. All of life, every sound, every color, every bee, every person, every insect or politician is an expression of the one life. So let's start here. Our personal dislikes do not determine inherent unlikability. Dislike simply means difference. There's a saying, one person's trash, you've heard this before, is another person's treasure. Right? What you or I find irritating may bring someone else tremendous joy and pleasure. Think about food for a moment. I really don't like green olives. It's a preference. It's not the capital T truth. It's a little t truth. Chris's truth. Preference. Don't like green olives. But for someone else, green olives are heaven on earth. Anyone? Green olives? Thank you. Right? And I celebrate and support this for you. Not for me, for you. But we're all part of the stream of appreciation for this. The olive itself is not inherently unlikable, Chris. It's neutral. The olive is neutral. My taste is determining my reaction to it, not the olive's inherent worth. Right? So, spiritually speaking, when we confuse our preferences with truth, we make these little gods of our opinions. Interpreting our responses as preferences instead allows us to appreciate the rich diversity of Spirit's expression rather than detach, separate, or find space from someone or something. I'm laughing because this also came up in class on Thursday. See, I am growing. I can have humor about it. The funniness of it all. So I ask you, where in your life have you mistaken a personal dislike for a universal truth? Maybe it's a style of music, as I said in the beginning, country, maybe not. Type of person, political perspective, or even a way that someone else practices their spirituality. What would happen if instead of defending our dislike, we simply noticed it and got curious about it, and we're conscious of it in that moment. So now, of course, I know it's not always easy, right, to move quickly from dislike to love. That's quite a pivot. Dislike over here, love over there, right? Sometimes it feels like too big of a leap. I used to teach students public speaking, and we would talk about persuasion theory, and there would be these zones, they call them latitudes of acceptance or rejection, and you would try, when you're persuading an audience, to move them from a latitude of rejection to acceptance so they could hear what your message was, right, to convince them of something, and then ideally to actuate them, to bring them to action. Now, of course, a complete 180 is probably a tall order. It's difficult to do for an audience who may be skeptical or even cynical. But can you help shift a little bit within that latitude of rejection away from the extreme end? Just a little bit, right? That's what I'm asking. Just the tiniest of shifts. Start small. Instead of forcing it then, we are beginning with respect and honor. We go back to the hive metaphor with our bees. Maybe you dislike bees. Okay, you see them buzzing around, you're having a picnic, maybe at Cold State Park in Bristol. It's a lovely sunny day, right? One of my favorite spots in Rhode Island. And my first instinct is, I'm going to swat it, I'm going to spray it, I'm going to run away from it. But if I do pause in that moment and have some appreciation for the bee and what its purpose is, right? Part of the food chain, its role in pollination, it's contributing to the food chain, it's allowing for the pollination and the cross-pollination so I can have the picnic lunch that I'm having with some of the ingredients that were pulled from the garden. There is an essential place for the bee on this planet. And maybe I will start to see the bee differently. Where's my bonnet? I may never love bees. You may not either, and that's okay. But we can respect their role in the web of life and how we're all interconnected here with Science of Mind, right? It's a great reminder of the unity of thought and practice. So knowledge and awareness can soften our resistance and invite contemplation. As the late great spiritual teacher, yogi, and psychologist Ram Dass once said in his now classic book, Be Here Now, when you go out into the woods and look at the trees, you see all these different trees. Some are bent, some are straight, and you allow it. You let it be. You understand it came through that way. Why can't we do that with people? I love that quote. In my case, I'm gay and not bent, but still, that's a literal interpretation. And pause and contemplate that for just a moment, right? Do we judge others for thinking they're not able to do the same, or not wishing to even start and contemplate the question like we are today? So respect in action, and us just allowing people to be where they are and loving them for it. So where can we replace judgment with curiosity this week and choose to learn rather than reject? Here's the spiritual heart of this teaching. In Science of Mind, we affirm the oneness of all life. Every being, every particle, every vibration is an individualized expression of spirit. The Mother, Father, Divine, or what Jesus called the Father. So when we say something or someone is unlikable, we're actually saying that part of God does not deserve my love. And yet, as Holmes reminds us, love points the way and law makes that way possible. Love is not conditional, it is the universal impulse of spirit through us, as us, is us. So the next time we feel the urge to swat the bee, spray the weed, dismiss the person, please ask yourself, can I honor this life force that animates the being, the individual, the thing in front of me, even as I choose a different path? You may still take action, but could it be guided instead by awareness rather than aversion? How do we pause to offer a moment of reflection before our initial impulse to respond and say what we want in the moment, rather than just being present and listening to what the person is saying and not worrying how we're going to respond? That's true listening in the moment. And knowing that Spirit is going to move us to say exactly what we need to say or not in response. Maybe we're silent. Maybe we offer a touch or a particular facial expression that provides comfort, right? So when it comes to people, the ones who really push our buttons, please remember, gently thinking this thought. Those individuals are often our greatest teachers. They reveal the parts of ourselves that are still longing for healing. As the American-born Tibetan Buddhist teacher Pema Chodron writes in one of my favorite books from her, When Things Fall Apart, as they will and do, difficult people are the greatest teachers. She says they teach us patience, openness, and how to keep our hearts exactly that open when we'd rather shut down. When we encounter and see Spirit in everyone, nothing and no one remains unlikable. So, as we're about to hear, as I wrap up, in both sides now, from the poet extraordinaire Joni Mitchell, there are at least two perspectives, probably many more, on love, on clouds, on life. And as we age, we see that what we thought was knowable may be unknowable. And we find peace in that. We take stock of this richness of interpretation of life. And we enjoy the fact that there is this beautiful mystery that runs as a thread through all of it. We set aside the need to know it all. And we're reminded of the beauty of Science of Mind's teaching of unlearning that which no longer serves us. So as I move through your week, I would ask you to ask yourself these 3 questions. What am I resisting? What is this experience inviting me to see or to learn? And how can I bring curiosity or respect into this moment instead of judgment? Please either say in your mind silently, or you can repeat aloud after me, whatever you choose. I choose love even when I encounter something or someone I do not like. I choose love even when I encounter something or someone I don't like. May we remember there is no hierarchy in God. Every form of life, every person, every sound, every manifestation, every vibration, as Lisa said, is spirit expressing itself through us. When we release the need to control or judge, we awaken to this world where nothing is truly unlikable, because everything at its core is love. And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Chris. So as Chris alluded to, we're going to play both sides now. We have Joni Mitchell in the house with us. And we're just going to pretend we have the honor of Joni sitting here, perhaps, and singing along, getting to know all of these amazing, beautiful words that I certainly didn't know all of them. Yes, the poetess. So feel free to just receive the message further, sing along, whatever you wish. Here we go. And take a breath.
Ice cream castles in the air, the
5'4", and Chris. Actually 5'2". Gotta be honest up here. So I'm here to tell you more about news you can use. Chris, that was spectacular. And I have several pages of notes for homework. So thank you. And I'm here to tell you about the men's breakfast. It's a beautiful growing ministry. The gentlemen are getting together once a month to do some fabulous cooking downstairs, use our new stove, and fellowship. So if you're a man, be sure you join them because it really is a nice time together. Next slide. Community potluck. Tracy.
I really don't know what to say. This has been a really beautiful gathering. I'm very moved. The potluck that we're going to come together is we've been gathering all the information, all the surveys that you've completed, and all the gatherings that we came together and had wonderful discussions. And now we're ready to share with you all of that information. So I invite you to join us on November 16th. It will be down in Fellowship Hall directly after this service, and we will be breaking off into small groups so that we can discuss what we talked about. And Jorge and John will be sharing the results, so please join us. This is going to guide us forward, and this is what we have come up with together. So I'm super excited to offer this to you and be together with you as we take steps forward. Blessed be.
And Elaine is not here today because she's at a conference for authors, because she's an author. So come with us next week. Join us next week, right here downstairs, 4:30 to 6:30. We're going to have a Meet the Authors tea. So if you're going to be an author, you want to be an author, you want to hear more about her book, The Art of Self-Approval, please join us. And we'll have tea and desserts. And it'll be a lovely time to get to meet Elaine and hear about how it works and really how good the book is. It is a good book, I've read it. Also, we're having a spiritual living group. Practitioner, intern, student Shannon and I are going to get together for a few weeks in November and December, and we're really getting very excited about it. We're going to be doing a couple of different meditation types, from intuition meditation to, begins with a K. Anyway, moving meditation, kinetic meditation. And we're going to match some music to go with it, and we're going to do spiritual mind treatments. We're just going to do some practices. It's a drop-in, so drop in, visit us 10 to 11:15 on Saturdays, from December 15th to the 20th. And seriously, you wanted to have spiritual practices that became part of our discussion with our potlucks? We are giving it to you. This is the perfect litmus test. I know I'll see lots of you. And Mary.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Wow, what an awesome day. Beautiful, beautiful. Everyone who was up here, thank you so much. I am here just to say, I wanted to introduce you to something new that is going to be happening and has been going on for some time. Barbara Fewitt, who many of you know, Barbara, would you please stand? Just in case, if you don't know Barbara, here's Barbara. Thank you. And Barbara has had a vision as long as I've known her, which is 15 years now, believe it or not. And that vision has been that there would be a larger circle, a larger New Thought circle, and that we at Concordia would be part of that. And so there's something called, newly named as the Luminaria New Thought Collaborative. And on November 23rd, that's a couple Sundays from now,
Barbara will be here speaking, and her speaking will be about this collaborative and what that looks like, and to introduce you all to some of the folks who are involved with that. There's been a small core of people getting together monthly since January in the planning of this, in the expansion of this, and it's a very exciting time to think of the various hubs throughout New England that will be popping up to be involved with this. People from all different areas and denominations. So again, New Thought, Luminaria, New Thought, Collaborative. Thank you.
Blessed be. Do you feel blessed? I feel blessed. Being blessed. This is the part of the program where we gratefully receive your support. You know, we recognize here in our teachings that God is the source, and we step into that source by being a resource of God, so that we step in and we give at the level that we receive. So Concordia is self-supporting through its own process, through its own donations, and if you feel blessed today, there's many ways for you to give to us. If you look at the cubicle in front of you, there is an envelope and a little card that shows and walks you through the steps of a tax giving, and you can write us a check, and we would gladly receive you your donations in the basket, and it continues to provide an opportunity as spiritual practice of faith, moving from fear to faith. You know, when it comes to our financial realities, is a big step in our spiritual growth and development. And we are grateful that we are self-sustaining, and we continue to be a strong organization, and you are welcome here no matter what and where you're at. So please come forward, our ushers, to receive. Also, you can place your prayer cards. They spoke earlier. If you want to quickly get a prayer in to receive. We recognize the abundant nature of God. We accept the abundant nature of reality. And for those of you online, please go. There are spots online that you can zoom into a QR code, or you can donate through the concordiacsl.org button where it says Concordia Giving. Thank you very much. So join me in an affirmative prayer that says, Divine love adds me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate, and so it is. Thank you for your generosity in body, mind, and spirit. We're continuing to walk each other home here, so your generosity is appreciated. For those of us that are practitioners, you practitioners in training, many of us have a purple stole on, and the practitioners are available to you and for you after service. We're also available to you, and we will be praying on those cards. But anytime during the week you feel like you would like some emotional support or spiritual support, feel free to reach out at prayer@concordiacsl.org and state right there in the email that if you'd like a practitioner to give you a call, or just set your prayer request, and we as a group will pray on that. That's it. So just let me close quickly. We have one more beautiful song. Thank you to the band, and thank you, Chris, for an amazing presentation tonight, and Lisa for hosting in love. So just in gratitude for all that transpires, I know that there has been many a seed spread in the fertile soil of mind and consciousness. So let it be so that the thoughts and suggestions and questions and challenge brought forth today moves down into the roots of each one's being. Let love permeate the day and the rest of this evening and week ahead. And let each one join in communion downstairs in Fellowship Hall, and thereafter move forward in their day in peace and comfort and care and mindfulness, knowing that Spirit is ever about us, around us, and through us, making clear the path. So with love in my heart, I let go, I let God, and say, blessed be each one.
And so it is. So it is.
And now for something a little different. I invite you to stand as you're able and continue sharing your beautiful, beautiful voices.